Pokemon come in all shapes and sizes, and some Pokemon have overall better features over other Pokemon, such as stats, designs, even battle viability and battle performance. Over the years, many Pokemon have been announced and released, and a lot of them lived up to their hype and reputation. However, there have been Pokemon that were extremely hyped up, but didn't quite live up to their reputation due to their battle performance, later evolutions, and a couple other factors. When I say battle performance as well, I specifically mean a lot of these Pokemon we were super hyped up to see. What Game Freak had in mind for them in the end, we were kinda disappointed. Right, Gearhart?
Exactly! I know everyone holds these opinions for certain Pokemon. Expectations can go wild with either it being negative or positive. I should know. With every new generation, I succumb to the same fate. But others have this issue as well. So Mystic and I came up with the top 5 Pokemon that just fell short of the high expectations we made out for them. And we will voice our own opinions on each Pokemon as well. So if we haven't said this already, this is opinion-based. But to keep opinions fair, let us know in the comment section below on what your most disappointing Pokemon are. We'd like to hear your voices.
One more detail before we start this list is when we mention battle performance, we mean through the Smogon battling format. Neither of us play VGC, we don't really know much about it, but if you guys play VGC, feel free to put your opinions and discuss how these Pokemon perform in that battling format in the comments below. Okay, on to the list now. If you guys are ready to be disappointed, let's hop into number 5.
So when you first saw the Ultra Beast, you had to expect to see these powerful Pokemon, rivaling even the strongest of legendaries. So then why is Guzzlord not only the worst Ultra Beast, but one of the worst Pokemon competitively? It's currently sitting in the PU tier, and if you don't know, that is the worst tier for fully evolved Pokemon in the Smogon metagame. Something that looks like the Pokemon version of a Xenomorph is less threatening than a blue Aqua Rabbit. Can someone tell me why that is the case? That's just depressing.
Azumarill shreds. This Pokemon doesn't really shred anything. Okay, it's got high attack, yay, but with that speed, you aren't touching anything. I will admit though, and I don't think Gear will agree with me on this, but I actually do like the design for it. It actually gives off that really ferocious vibe, and it actually looks like a Dragon Dark type. What were my first impressions when I first laid my eyes on Regigigas? Well, it looks extremely powerful. It's made from the 3 Regis, and it can move continents. Its stats are legendary. But wait, what's this ability? Slow start. For 5 turns, the Pokemon's attack and speed stats are halved. Seriously? Ruined. Like a tree in a Bob Ross painting. They hyped up Regigigas so much, and for what? This ability? It's a legendary Pokemon. Why would you cripple it with such an ability? Legendary Pokemon are supposed to be powerful. It's not slacking. Literally, like, it's not slacking. If it's legendary, then don't cripple it. You make the player get all 3 Regis, go through the cutscene just to get a slow starting legendary. It almost seems like wasted effort. During these 5 turns, guaranteed Regigigas will get knocked out. That's why it's in the PU tier at the bottom of the barrel. When you have a good legendary Pokemon at the bottom of the battling list, you done goofed. Why hype up such a good Pokemon in concept, make it look powerful, give it amazing lore, and give it a terrible ability? Gear, take over. I am seriously frustrated.
Makes sense why you would be frustrated. It just feels like a waste of a legendary slot. But Mystic has already made some great points here. However, that's not the end of it. I've got even more to talk about. Here's the thing. Slow Start literally paints a bigger target on Regigigas than Ursaring already has on his own body. You see a Regigigas come out in battle, you know you will be focus firing that thing only on days that end in Y. The design of this legendary Pokemon? Great. The lore? Even better. But the moment you bring it out on the battlefield, its name will just turn to Regias because it loses. GG. Instantly just like that. So, we're going to take a trip down memory lane. Imagine back to Generation 4, finding we were getting a second firefighting starter in a row, in Infernape. Okay, now imagine Gen 5 when you saw Tepig. There's no possible way they could turn this pig into a firefighting starter. Now is there, huh? No way it goes on 2 legs and punches stuff, right? Well, somebody call the fire department because we have another firefighter to add to the Pokedex. Don't get me wrong, it's a powerful Pokemon, but the design and explanations for it really left a bad taste, especially since we already came off back-to-back generations with this type combination. It got so bad that everybody was making comics and other art protecting Fennekin not to be the 4th firefighting starter in a row. It was madness.
To be honest, I'm not a big fan of any of the Unova starters aside from Snug in its evolution line, which is utterly cute. Now some of you are probably thinking, Mistake, you hate Gen 5. No viewer, I don't. I like Pokemon like Garbodor, Maractus, Chandelure, Spectre, and a few others. Black and White and the sequels were great games, but this giant pig? Meh. It's another fighting fire type. Blaziken and Infernape put it to shame, and they were both bipedal, and I like this two Pokemon a lot. Tepig was great in concept, a pig on all fours. Pignite, stop, Emboar, stop. I want a fire starter, final evolution Pokemon that's on all fours, and a pig Pokemon would have been so great to introduce that concept, such a wasted opportunity. I would love to see Emboar as an actual boar on all fours doing flare butts, rather than running on two legs. It just looks abnormal. I know this is Pokemon, but it's a boar Pokemon. Put it on all fours for crying out loud. Typhlosion is the only fully evolved fire starter Pokemon that can go on all fours, and they did Typhlosion right because it can also go bipedal. No more bipedal fire types. Let's stop this madness.
When this topic was first brought up, there was only one Pokemon that came to mind instantly. It fit the description so well. A Pokemon that I thought had so much potential, only to find out it was a huge letdown. That Pokemon is none other than Pyroar. So, where to start? For so long, a lion was one of the few concepts I wanted to see as a Pokemon. So imagine my surprise during the XY hype train when I find out there is a lion cub Pokemon, Litleo. I'm pumped for this! It's a lion. It has to be amazing, if not at least decent. It's the king of the jungle! The game comes out and the meta shifts, but Pyroar was not given the right hand. Instead, I'd give him a left hand. Across the face! Such a disappointment. The design is okay, but the battle prowess is very lacking. The move pool is shallower than a mall fountain, and you need to run choice specs most of the time for it to be a major threat. But is it as disappointing for you as it was for me? That's what I want to know.
Honestly, I agree with everything you said. Only thing I can maybe disagree on is the design. I wish it would give off more of that Mufasa design. Prideful, calm, but ferocious. I don't hate Pyro at all, but I felt the design could have been more of that vibe.
No real quips with this one. This Pokemon just seems underwhelming. Perfect example is when in the anime episode Grading Spaces, where the Team Rocket Delibird gives Jesse and James a Charizard and an Aggron to help fight against the Pewter Gym. You think it was well paired with a beloved Pokemon like Charizard, and it would get some better treatment, but no. Well, unless your name is Cooper Kushiro, that is.
Regular Garchomp is better than Mega Garchomp, hands down. The attack stat is better, but that speed drop really does its toll. The design for it is pretty solid, I just don't like the fact that it loses all that speed. Plus Mega Chomp is mainly for attacking. Regular Chomp can be Tank Chomp with rough skin and rocky helmet and a few other variants. So earlier I mentioned bipedal fire starter Pokemon had this stop. Well, it didn't. We got two more after Gen 5, and I don't really dislike Delphox as much as I dislike Incineroar. It all started last year when the Sun and Moon starter Pokemon were getting announced, and immediately when I saw Litten, I said hashtag Team Litten immediately. I love the fact of getting a kitten Pokemon as a starter, and the fact that it could be a fire and dark type was something new they haven't done with Pokemon in a while, and it strongly resembled a Tabby Cat. I have a Tabby Cat, so I was definitely digging it. Next evolution was Torracat. I love the ferocious vibe it gave off while still maintaining its cuteness. It was a tiger cub, I love tigers, they had a great concept going until I saw its final evolution, Incineroar. It's a bipedal firefighting cat that got the dark type slapped on it so they wouldn't get any backlash. It's based off a luchador/wrestler. What's the typing that comes to mind? Fighting type. It's also got a lot of fighting type attacks. Why couldn't this Pokemon be a tiger on all fours? It would have been such a better concept rather than looking like Emboar except catified. Can we have a quadruped fire starter final evolution for a change? We haven't had a good fire starter since Generation 4. Pork Chop, Mozilla, and Steroids Tom didn't cut it. Give us something better, please. You're boring me, Game Freak. Couldn't we have gotten an actual tiger rather than another firefighting, dark type? Let's stop this stupid gag of bipedal fire types, it's getting old. Or at least do them right like the first 4 starters. Okay, Gear, you're up.
Whoa, just take it easy, man. Just like I called out Pyroar in a nutshell, you did the same thing here, albeit with a lot more fury. So let's take it down a few notches. I originally saw the leak and was fearful. Then I found out it was supposed to play the heal role and ended with a dark type instead. Kind of a low blow if you think about it. But unlike you, I'm not blinded by seething rage that is brighter than the ring around the sun during an eclipse. I still would have preferred a quadruped fire type, like a manticore for example, though as a bipedal fire type, it's still pretty solid in battle, though lacking sucker punch, while Decidueye gets it, hurts really bad. I just don't see the hate, and it doesn't see me. I mean, it's in his name, in Roar.
Well, that pretty much wraps up the Pokemon we were disappointed with. What Pokemon were you guys disappointed with? Share yours in the comments below. I know that there are some other Pokemon out there that we weren't disappointed with neither. All the hype was true and everything for these Pokemon was amazing. And we have a list of these mons over on Gear's channel, so be sure to check that list out.
Yeah, that's how we do it. Oh wait, this is your outro. You're gonna interrupt.
If you guys did enjoy this video though, be sure to leave a like and why not subscribe for more awesome Pokemon content. With that being said though, I'm Mystic Umbreon and I will see you guys next time.